The season ended in May and we are already in July, so we are well overdue for the JAMPL FAN end of the season JPL award ceremony. And we're going to start with what is considered probably the highest position on the field, and that's with the goalkeepers. This is the nominees for the JPL 2023-2024 Goalkeeper of the Year. So guys, we're going to start right away with KEMAR Foster of Waterhouse. No, Waterhouse had an up and down season, a lot of inconsistency in their play as well as their points. I basically saw them lie right in the middle of the point standing. So it's no surprise that KEMAR Foster's performance kind of flew under the radar somewhat. He had a stellar year, and while Waterhouse was necessarily the best in the defensive setup, a lot of times they were kept into the game because of KEMAR Foster's brilliant performances. Let's look at his stats real quick. 10 clean sheets out of 29 matches and 2,610 minutes of football. So Waterhouse, especially towards that end when they had a magic run to the playoffs, as well as their good performance in the playoffs, they were kept in a lot of those games because of the stellar performance of KEMAR Foster. So he definitely deserved to be a nominee. Let's just see at the end of the video if he got the award. Alright, moving on to the next nominee, and that would be Mount Pleasant's Shaquan Davis. Now, Shaquan Davis is officially a reggae boy now, so it's no surprise he will be on this list of great keepers. Unlike Waterhouse, Mount Pleasant season was one of consistency that saw them become again the regular season champion. But if you really look into the results a bit, you realize that they didn't exactly blow away teams. A lot of those games where they dominated possession and dominated shots, they weren't necessarily converting a lot of those games, and you will see that they'll win a lot of those matches either 2-1 or 1-0. So what kept them so close in those games, even tight ones, and that is Shaquan Davis. He has came up trumps, especially in one-on-ones, and his brilliant reflexes, as you can see here in the final, were on full display throughout most of the season. It was no surprise that he got a well-deserved call-up to the senior national team, but to see if his exploits were good enough to net him the award. Let's look at his stats real quick. He also had 10 clean sheets, but he did it in 23 matches and 2,082 minutes. So another outstanding performance by Shaquan Davis. Alright, moving on for the next nominee, that will be Eric Edwards of Arnett Gardens. Edwards unfortunately had a stop-start season. He started the season very good on some decent form, then picked up an injury that saw his understudy took over for him, who is also another brilliant up-and-coming goalkeeper, so keep an eye on him. And then he came back towards the end and pulled off some outstanding saves, some great performance to give Arnett a leg up in the quarterfinals against Portmore, and then almost gave them a chance in against Cavalier. So Edwards had a great season despite not playing the most matches. Let's look at his stats real quick. He had 7 clean sheets out of 17 matches and 1,460 minutes. So a good performance from Edwards this season. Let's hope he can stay away from the injury table long enough in the upcoming season. Alright, our next nominee is someone probably won't necessarily expect to be on this list because of his club performance, but that would be DAMIAN HYATT of Dumbarton. Yes, I know Dumbarton didn't have the greatest of season. They did miss out on the playoffs. But again, if you comb over this team's performances, you will see DAMIAN HYATT normally is the best player on the field for them. He had come up with some great saves time after time, and despite even giving up this horrible goal here against Tivoli, he did come back great towards the end of the season. But will that be enough to necessarily put him in as Goalkeeper of the Year? Well, let's check out his stats right away. He had 5 clean sheets out of 23 matches and out of 2,070 minutes of play. So DAMIAN HYATT, just from watching him, you can see that he's a good keeper, but maybe he needs a little more clean sheets to come out on top. Alright, so we're going to move to our final nominee, and that is somebody who's also probably not expected, but you have to give it to them, and that's JEADINE of Cavalier. Now, Cavalier had one of the meanest, or if not the meanest, in the league this season. They hardly give up any goals, and you can give most of the credit, if you want, to that back four. But JEADINE himself had to get a lot of credit. There was a spell in this season for Cavalier where they went 11 undefeated and basically went 8 games straight of clean sheets, and a lot of that have come down to the performances of JEADINE. He did split some time in the league with Vitor Bartlett, but in that stretch of run where he went 8 games with a clean sheet, he himself pulled off some outstanding saves. Now look at his stats real quick. He had 9 clean sheets, 8 of those I said came back to back, in 18 matches and logged 1,523 minutes. So again, he had a good performance, not necessarily had the best ending in the playoffs there, So let us see if that will be enough to knock him out of the contention to be the Goalkeeper of the Year. Okay, so before we name the Goalkeeper of the Year, let us give an honorable mention to Tyrone Williams of Portmore. He also had a decent season, just missed out on my top 5 here, but his performance in the playoffs alone should show you that he's a quality keeper. He had 5 clean sheets in 15 matches and only logged 1,269 minutes. Honestly, if he did play more matches, he would probably be more in the top 5. Alright guys, enough waiting. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. A little drum roll please. And JAMPL's Goalkeeper of the Year, I'm going to give it to Shaquan Davis. Alright, I know it seemed like it's no surprise and it's a bit of a cop-out, as you know he is the Reggae Boy Select, but honestly if you saw his performances this year, it is well deserved. Forget about the clean sheets, you have to look at the fact that how well he managed his box as well as how well he did, especially in one-on-ones. He was definitely one of the keepers of this season. Some of his quick reflex saves were simply outstanding. And then when you add on to the fact that compared to all these other keepers, he's one of the best keepers with the ball at his feet and to start a play. So the overall package, Shaquan Davis definitely had the best season for a goalkeeper. Alright guys, that will wrap it up for our first award of the past season. That, again, congratulations to Shaquan Davis, JAMPL FAN first. Goalkeeper of the Year goes to him. But stick around guys, we're going to look at Defender of the Year, the best midfield of the year, and of course the best forward of the year coming up soon. But for now, thank you for watching. If you like what you see here, please like, subscribe and share. As I said to you, we'll keep it going with all things in the Jamaican Premier League leading up to the new season. Otherwise, if you want to see that great outstanding performance once again by Shaquan Davis in the final, check out our review of the Super Final right here.